I deleted everything on my SIM card accidentally. So basically, I had a lot on there from doing the transmission tuning. Thankfully, most of the other stuff is online, but that's nice. But so a rundown. I started with just the rollers, a lighter roller, and that. Well, between that and all the teeth being stripped out on the old variator, it was riding way better, way smoother, and it was the tiniest bit faster, I could tell. But I was like, well, since I've got the new secondary clutch spring, I can't remember what it's called. I know it's called a something, but I was like, well, I might as well try to put that on and see what happens, because why not, right? I can always take it off. But so that's what we were doing today. Yesterday was just the rollers, but today I hunted down a socket. I went to 4 different stores to get a socket, and finally found one and put the new springs on and stuff like that. Showed how to do it, whatever. And then I take it out, and it's revving up really, really high. I'm like, wow, this is revving up really high. But I take it out, and I go over there, and I stop by a church over there, right? You can't even see it, but it's over there. Well, I don't stop, it stalls. Basically, I floored it from like this stop sign to there, and it stalled after, it was revving up really high, and I'm like, oh crap, what happened? I broke it. No, I didn't break it, but I didn't realize this till I got home. The gas was off, but I ended up pushing this like all the way down the street and all the way over here, and there was a lady that was like stopped at the stop sign and like was looking at me, and she pulls off and she gets out of her car. She's like, "Do you need some help?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm like sweating like profusely, and I was right here, so I didn't really need the help, and it's good exercise, whatever." But so I was like, "Well, at least I got it on camera." It wasn't on camera. My SIM card was full, so I tried to delete some videos and ended up deleting all my videos. Well, I solved one problem. So now I don't have to worry about the SIM card. But, yeah. So, press play again. We're back. I'm going to push this under the shade and let those seats cool down, because they're probably going to be a billion degrees because this has been sitting outside. But I think I'm going to take it around the block one more time with it, having it's got the lighter rollers and the heavier spring, and I think the heavier spring was a bit too much for it. I think it might have already had lighter rollers, so what I'm thinking about doing, let's push this into shade actually really quick so I can get out of the sun, because I'm burning up on here. Whew. Okay, so as I was saying, I don't know what I was saying. This is a lot of words. If you watched that, thank you. If you didn't, I understand, because there's no action. But what I'm gonna do is probably, like I said, I'll let the seats cool down, and I will take it out one more time, get a video of it. I still have the times from before I changed the transmission and after with just the rollers, so I can still get time with the rollers and the spring now. But I just gotta take a second and just take a second. After all that, thought I blew the motor up, come back, pushed it back all the way back, just find out I left the gas off, and then end up deleting all of my footage. So just gotta baby steps, So that is the update. I'm gonna go get some water. Still starts. And it doesn't go there. It doesn't go there with that much.
Does that matter though?
I don't know, because even when I was going down that road, when it was screaming,
Personally, I don't think that's that bad. You hate it?
I don't know.
If you hate it, that's a different idea. You want to go around one time?
Yeah.
See, that's a good way to justify it. You want to go down the...
Yeah.
Now you got to change it.
Yeah.
You got to change it.
Yeah. That could be belt slippage too.
What the hell happened there? Take them.
I don't have to take the tire off because I'm just gonna put heavier rollers in it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put the 13 grams. Well, I'm gonna start with 3 and see if that changes anything, and then if not, then I'll put the all 6. But that's what it's like with the bigger spring and the lighter rollers. So it's just revving out way too much. So I'm gonna let it cool down and we'll play with it a little more. Alright, I think it's cooled down enough. I'm going to take the exhaust off and we will get that cover off. And you know what? This is good because I can get some more footage of me playing with the transmission because all my other footage was deleted. So it works out. And just like that, we have access to this. Oh, hold on. There we go. Is it hot? It's a little hot. Hot potato. This thing's hot too. A little bit. Take a look at that. There's a little bit of gunk on there. Gonna have to wipe that off. Ooh, that thing's hot. Ow. Okay. So, need to wipe that off. Got poop on it. Okay. Grab it as a piece so that you don't drop all the rollers out everywhere. Okay. There we go. Flip it over. What do we got? Well, that's what we got. Some scuffs. Some major scuffage. So maybe these aren't the right ones for this transmission. Or for this variator. Not the right size. I'm not sure. Oh, but you know what? I did want to test with the transmission. Oh man, I gotta find the little things. Okay, so I got the 13 grams. So you get these are 9 grams. Looking like they're getting chewed up. I don't know. Let's put these in and see if this helps. These are 13 grams, so with the 9 grams and the 13 grams, it evens out to about 11. So this will be an 11 gram. So we'll see if that makes any difference, and if not, then we'll go with all 13s and see if that's better. But this is an extra 2 grams in there, so let's try it. Yep. Rollers also double as toe rings. She ordered some ice cream, so thanks for that. We've got everything back together. Like I said, we've got the 3 We got 3 9 grams and 3 13 grams, so it's about 11. So I'm going to put the cover back on and the exhaust and see. Really, I'd like to see when I hit the gas if this just goes forward a little bit, because that's what it did before I did the heavier spring. So we'll see. And now that I put the lighter rollers in and the heavier spring, it did not go when I gave it gas. I had to really get it like mid throttle before it started going. So let's put it back together. All right. Booyah! Like magic. Let's turn it on. That's what really matters. All right. Now, like I said, the goal here is to have it move with a little bit of throttle and not have to fully floor it to get any movement. Now, that 1500 RPM spring worries me a little because that's 1500 RPM that it needs to spin. So maybe I messed up putting that on there. Maybe it's just going to do that, and maybe then I'll have to take it off. But we'll see. Okay, yeah. So again, we have that problem. I'm going to push it back and actually try to drive it though, and see what happens. Because maybe if as long as it's not revving out to the moon, maybe it'll be okay. I'm going to cut back a little bit. We'll hop on and see how she feels. Oh, yeah. Oh, that felt good, actually. I mean, that felt good. That felt kind of good, honestly. Again, still had to give it a little more, but it felt like it kept the power going. We might have to take it for a ride, actually. That kind of reignited some hope a little bit, though. So let's take this for a ride. Oh man. How fast? Yeah. Not that fast. It's more for like a little bit. I don't have like a lot of videos. I just got into it, and I found this on Facebook Marketplace, and I've been fixing it up a little bit.
How much did you pay for it?
$300, and it was funny. The problem was just 2 wires, so it wasn't a bad deal. These I saw a really junky one for like $700 on Facebook Marketplace, so not too bad, but it's not that fast. I was trying to get it to go faster, but I'm doing a test run right now, so
How fast does it go now?
it's probably max like 30 miles an hour. So I had another one that went a little faster, but it was smaller and it didn't have the suspension. That's why I like this one, because it's got the suspension. I like going behind the church a little bit.
Like a little off-roading?
Yeah, back there it's got like a little the trail back there. It's kind of fun, but I don't like to go there when there's anybody there. So
Go the max speed on it.
yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it. You want to race?
This would win.
That would win.
Maybe.
I don't know. It feels okay now.
Feels better.
It feels better. I'm playing with it some more, but once I get it perfect, if you want, you can go for a ride. If you want.
Good with your mother and
Yeah, you know, make sure it's good with your parents and whatever, but
Alright. Where you going? Where you headed?
just, I'm going to do a straight shot, straight run. I'm going to get a little speedometer video. It feels better.
Still sounds good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it feels much better, though. I'm going to turn around here. What? It doesn't do a burnout. That's a not yet. Yeah. I will. All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. It's cutting out. That was funny. She's cutting out again though. So I think just for fun, I'm going to take this off one more time, and I'm going to put all 13 weights in there and see if it changes anything. And if it doesn't, I'm going to put the stock spring back in there. So, you know what? It was fun to learn about tuning for the time being. But I don't think that spring is helping anything. So, you live and you learn, you know? Give it some gas? Or I can give it some gas, actually. Ready? Yeah. Just a little bit. Yeah. It takes...
That was okay though. That was
Yeah, but it seems like it takes... Give it here. Yeah. So that's what it looks like with the 9 and the 13. So let's do all 13s. See what happens.
Oh, it's not key, it's screwdriver start.
Yeah, right.
That's a secret screw.
Alright, so we've switched out the rollers here. And I'd like to see if this just comes out a little bit faster this time. So, maybe? I'm not too sure. Can't really tell. Maybe it's worse. Hope it's not worse. We'll put the cover back on and take it for a ride, see how it goes. Alright. We're doing a test with the cover off because, you know, because we have to see if it is able to run with the cover off. This is today's test, is seeing if it'll run with the cover off. I think it'll be okay, but my main reasoning is I don't want to take the exhaust back off and put the cover on. It's probably an extra 2 minutes worth of work, but, well, I don't have 2 minutes today. I do, but it's going to be okay. Also, well, I guess it would be an extra 17 minutes worth of work because I got to let that exhaust cool down is the main reason. But I think it'll be all right. So we're going to push it off, and we're just going to set the cover over there. And hopefully the clutch doesn't get too hot. We're going to do a test right here in the grass first. See how she does. Because if I can tell a difference, I should be able to tell a difference pretty fast. Because, I mean, those weights are much heavier now. Well, not much heavier, but... Oh, that sun is bright. I don't know. Couldn't tell a difference. So, unfortunately, I think we're going to have to take it around the block. Didn't want to, but... I think it's better. I think it's better. But I still... Something just... It just doesn't feel like it has as much torque. And I think that's because of the spring changing the drive, where it hits drive to 1500. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but... testing, you know? I mean, it's just a bunch of testing, so... It's always unfortunate when you've got something that you think is going to help, and then it doesn't help. I just looked up a couple videos, and I found out that basically the clutch springs in here, when they're too stiff, your engine will rev out like crazy before it actually grabs. And I should have known that, and I was thinking that, but I needed to see it. You know, sometimes you need to see things to believe it. Well, I believe it now because I see it now. So I'm going to be taking those off, and well, actually, I gotta do some more research on the contra spring. But basically, the contra spring just makes it downshift faster, and it makes sure the belt doesn't slip. And as far as I'm concerned, the belt's doing pretty good right now. The roller weights in there being heavier, we'll see. But as of now, main goal is to get the clutch springs changed out, and then we'll play with the roller weights. Most likely I'll have to make them lighter, but I'll probably put them lighter. Honestly, I'll probably switch them back to the lighter ones, because I've got to take that off anyways to get the belt off. But very exciting figuring out the problem, and now we know. So if your motor's not, you know, powerful, super powerful, big bore tuned, whatever, you don't need those clutch springs in there. As for, I've got a red scooter out there that I actually did put a big bore kit on and carburetor and tuned it a little bit. That, and I can tell, because it's funny, when you have too light of clutch springs, when you rev it, it does a crazy bog, and that scooter does that. So it could use some of those stiffer clutch springs because it has more power to throw them out. So that's pretty exciting. I might take these springs and put it on there, and you know, but I might put them on tonight. I'm not sure. It's getting kind of late, but it's looking a little rainy. It's looking like clouds are forming, and there's a hurricane coming for Florida, and I'd really like to get all of this figured out before the hurricane. So I don't know. All I'd have to do is take the exhaust off. I think I'm gonna do it.
Are you even recording?
I don't know if you guys can see that, but the threads on this nut are gone. I actually pulled a couple off. You can see this one here. Brought it to the edge. Totally stripped those threads. Whoopsies. But I think with some... Ow, what the heck just stabbed me? Did I just get burned? I don't know. Wow, I don't know what just got me. Anyways, I think if we put some grease on here, we clean these threads up, the shaft is going to be okay, but we're definitely going to need a new nut, unfortunately. So, yep. That's the news here. You know what, it's funny, all my video deleted, but I'm doing this all anyways, so it would have been a long video, so I guess part 5 is not going to be very short. It's going to be a long one. Thank goodness it's not going to be longer. Whew. Look at that. Got belt material there. That's weird. Slipping? Maybe. Anyways. So, you're going to have a trusty, helpy handy here to help you get this off. You're going to need someone to hold it down to get this nut off. You're going to need a real big socket that you drive 4 places to get to. And you're just going to take it off. So, to get these off, what we're going to do is come on wherever you want, really. You just come in here. Gotta get your screwdriver in here. It's the challenge. You kind of just gotta...
Dora, did you hear that?
And just like that, all your springs are in. I didn't show the process of it, but you basically give it a scoop. The short side goes on the... Short side goes on the left, long side on the right. My camera battery's dying, that's why I'm going so fast. And then you give it a little scoop, and then you like give it a scoop, and then you put it in there, and then just work it in there with the pick. Like magic. So, I'm going to put it all back together, and, yeah. So we got this nut back on. It doesn't feel like it went on right, but I think it's okay. Also, I scuffed this up with a little bit of sandpaper, and the pads with a little bit of sandpaper to make sure they grab easier. So, yeah, we're going to put this back on. Check it out. We got a nut that does not have threads pulled. So, it's on there good. Yep. This one's tight. Yep. Feels a little looser. Ugh. It's hard to do that with one hand. I'm going to give it a twist of the key, make sure everything's good. Yeah, looks good to me. So we're going to put everything back together for the 18th time and take it for a ride. Back together. Tightened up, tightened up, tightened up. Let's see. Oh man. Oh man, that's good. See, that's what I like to see. You didn't have to give her any gas, basically, and the wheel starts turning. That is fantastic. Let's take it for a test drive. Got co-pilot. So you can see it. It doesn't hop into, or it doesn't need to hit 5,000 RPMs to go. I don't like that it's cutting out still. I'll take a look at the spark plug. It's still cutting out a little bit at the, when it's full throttle. So I'm gonna have to play with the, I'm gonna have to play with it a little more. But that's a lot less RPMs than it was before. So you guys heard a little bit probably that this thing was cutting out. So I'm gonna take a look at the spark plug and see if that alludes to anything. And if not, then, well, back to the carburetor. But yeah, so let's get the spark plug out. So you can see the outer piece is kind of carboned up, but the ceramic on the inside is actually pretty nice golden brown. It's burning a little uneven though, which is kind of odd. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but like back here it's super rich, and then over here it's got some pretty pale white. So not sure what's up with that. Not sure if it means anything or if it's bad, but I'm going to do some research and see what that means. So I found a couple things online about unevenly burning spark plugs, and the two that stood out to me were lean pilot jet and valves that need adjusted. I know the pilot jet is lean. I don't know anything about the valves. I might take I'm going to take the seat off. I'm going to take a look at the valves first. Because I think that's actually easier than the carburetor. I'm going to see if I see anything. I'll get a feeler gauge in there. And if not, then I'll take a look at the carburetor again. The pilot jet was kind of seized in there last time, so that's why I didn't bother with it. I didn't want to strip it out, but clearly I'm going to have to do something with it. So we're going to take a look at the valves first and go from there. So I'm going to get the seat off and start doing that. So, I took those 4 bolts off. Oh, ouch, that's hot. And there's the valves. Valve cover looks like it might have been leaking a little bit. Definitely leaking a little bit. Perfect. So we got the 2 valves, exhaust, intake, cams, chain, sprockets. Pretty tight. Feels good. Let's figure out how to get this thing to top dead center. It's kind of hard to see, but you can almost see a T on there, and then a little line on there, and you just line it up with that. and that's top dead center. And you got to make sure also you can give a peek that you've got your 2 circles lined up with the head. So we are at top dead center. It's time to get a feeler gauge in here. So I gotta go find my feeler gauge. So check this out, guys. That is super tight. Like that has no give. This is 0.004 is what it's supposed to be. Not even fitting in there. 0.002 doesn't even fit in there. So this is definitely 98. Well, this was definitely a problem. That is pretty crazy how tight that is. That's basically pressing down on the valve so much that we're not getting compression, full compression. So I'm gonna loosen this up and try to get it to where it's supposed to be. Also, the intake valve is also way too tight. It's at 0.002. So these were way too tight. We were definitely losing a little bit of compression, and probably this is part of the reason it was backfiring. So yeah, that's good news that we're checking these. This adjuster is so tight that I can't even move it with my fingers. I've got to get a vice grip on it. So this thing was really not doing so good. Let's see. See, now we can hear some movement. I can't believe how tight that was. And that's 0.005. So I did 0.004 on the exhaust and 0.005. Oh, excuse me, 0.004 on the intake and 0.005 on the exhaust. So that was so tight, I can't even believe it. Alright, we've adjusted the valves, we've got the cover back on. Are you guys ready to hear this thing fire up? Because I am. Let's see how it sounds. Alright. Check the gas. Haven't checked the gas yet. Oh man! Almost time to fill it back up. Co-pilot again.
Yeah, co-pilot. Yeah, I got shoes on too this time. High society.
Not me. Well, it seems to rev up again. Sounds a little ticky.
That's because you're loosening it. Get the loosening things. I don't know if it did anything at all. It does sound that ticky. You're not wrong.
Maybe those valves were meant to be tighter.
No, definitely not.
Fans just took the
Motor
car
part.
for a ride and said it sounds a little ticky.
Nah, it's okay. Sorry about the noise in the background. Lawn's getting cut. The valves were definitely out of spec. The exhaust valve was way loose. When I opened this back up, because I said, man, it really shouldn't tick like that. So I got it back to where it should be. And now you can hear when you start it up, it doesn't tick anymore. So yeah, I guess the cutting out is a different problem. Well, now you can take a listen. No more ticking. So when you hear a tick and there wasn't one, it's not because you're crazy. It's because there's a tick. So fix it, because that's not supposed to happen. That exhaust valve was loose. I don't know what happened. I adjusted them wrong, but it's no longer ticking. So sounds much better. I would still love to figure out why the motor cuts out at full throttle, but I just don't know. So I think it's carburetor related. It could be my fantastic thing here, but I don't know. I might play with it a little more, and we'll go from there. So the seat's back on. I just pushed it back and drove it forward to see if there was any difference with it being, the valves being adjusted properly now. And it almost felt like there was a difference, like, pretty substantially. So I actually might take this back out. I'm going to, and we'll see how it feels now. I didn't think that those valves were that bad when I realized that I adjusted them wrong, but they could have been pretty messed up. So we're going to take this out one more time today, and we'll see how she feels. Oh. Well, she feels much better now. Still backfiring, but That felt much better. Holy crap. What the heck? That felt a million times better. Wow. I don't know why that felt so good. Those valves maybe adjusted that much. Wow, that was good. I was kind of opposed to adjusting the valves, or, excuse me, messing with the carburetor. I was actually just going to leave this because I was, it was fine. I think it could have been better, but that was really good. That felt like the best this thing's ever felt. It's still cutting out though, and that's why I actually do want to mess with the carburetor a little bit more. That was pretty impressive. I love that. I might even just keep it like this. You know what? Yep, I'm just gonna keep it like this because I know that was great, and I don't want it to be running lean to so it blows up, but that felt really good. So yeah, I guess the next thing is just to wait to get it up to the property. So that's it for part 5, I think. I think I can end it on a good note. On a great note. That was fantastic. So, super excited to take this to the property. And then when we get back... Oh, we're getting new tires in tomorrow, actually. Which is cool. Until next time.